Greetings, ladies. I want to give you guys a little bit of a heads up, um, and let you know one thing. Sorry, I have allergies and I had to sneeze. All right, so we have missed two sessions. One of the sessions I missed because just life has been lifing. Life has been coming. Um, It has been in fluctuating. It has been influencing. It has been cheerful some days. Some days it is really just awakening moments. And there are times of transition that we go through. And sometimes you really don't know what's happening. And I am learning right now to move with the spirit and move with where spirit is having me go. Especially when it comes down to this group. I love this group. I love that it was created out of love and out of a space for women to come and to be rejuvenated, to be revived, to be renewed, to be restored, to be reconnected, to have a space where your heart can be emptied and be filled all at the same time. So when 1180 came about, 1180 is the number of destruction. 11 is the number of destruction. 8 is new beginnings, and 0 is the infinity. So what we do with this within this group is we destroy the old beliefs. Okay, we destroy the old way of thinking. We destroy the old mindset. We destroy the old person. We then become new, starting a new thing, starting our new life, the new way of thinking, the new way of being, the new way of believing. And that thing is going to be the transition, is going to be the eternal thing that's going to happen. Because there's the saying that says, as within, so without. So whatever's going on internally is going to be the thing that is going to come out of us. So I am grateful that this group um, has been created and it is still flourishing. It's still here. Although we miss each other every now and again, understand that there are life events that are happening for the coach, which is myself. And it is very daunting at times for me because um, I am in this state of, I think they call it lumineer, I believe. And it's a state of where you really don't know what's happening, but there's this transition. And so I'm going to give it to you in the way that it was given to me. So you guys can just basically get the understanding. Um, so liminality, okay, it's a space between who you were, who you're becoming. And they say anthropologists and theologians both recognize it. It is a threshold state, not old room, not the new room. It's like this in between, the doorway in between. It's like what we have, what I've built is this bridge belief. It's not the old belief, it's not the new belief, it's just somewhere in between. Okay. And it feels exactly like I've described it. And I described it as like I'm distant, I'm melancholy. I don't really want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to be around anybody. I didn't want to come into the group setting knowing that I was feeling a certain way and have anybody feeling that I was being kind of rude or anything towards them. So I think this is something that has been going on for a minute that I just didn't know what the name of it was. And so it's basically you're distant. It's like I'm watching my own life through a glass. I'm not sad. I'm not happy. I'm just kind of like suspended in time, is what it's saying. It's not complacency. It's not depression. It's not anger. It's the weight of transformation actually happening in real time in the body. And the people around you reading it as you're angry. And that's because transformation makes people uncomfortable. It says you've gone quiet. And so when you go in quiet and you've gone into your interior and they don't have languages for that, so they automatically assume or project this emotion. They recognize it as anger. But if you don't know yourself well enough today to say, no, this isn't anger, this is processing. That is your self awareness alone, is your growth. Okay. So there are times that I've noticed we don't all show up at the same time like we used to when we first started. And that, my dear friend, my dear sister, is what we call liminality. And I will give you the definition of it. I just told you it. It's called liminality. Okay, it's an actual word, and there's an actual definition for how we feel when we don't show up to groups, when we don't participate in our life. We are in this liminality, and it's this doorway between the old self and the new self, and we are trying to cross over. The old self is trying to pull us back into old ways, and the new self is telling us to come and be with them. All right. So today's lesson, or the lessons that we've missed, is really the culmination of the 2 weeks that we had not shown up together, and I was not present. And it was because of this situation right here, the liminality, sorry. In this liminality, I am processing, I'm learning, I'm dealing, I'm growing, I'm expanding, and for me, it feels very, very difficult. It's an emotion that I've never felt, um, and it's hard to explain. But when I got the definition of it, it was, ooh, it was like this relief. It's almost when you go to therapy. So everything that I'm going to teach, that I'm teaching you right now, is things that I've had to go through. And that's what I love about what this ministry that God has given me, the ancestors have passed down to me, is it's not anything that I'm reading in a book. I have to be able to explain. And then when I get the explanation, and now I'm going to teach you what that is. When you are in a space in between the old self and the new self, it is this doorway of you're kind of about you're in between the two. Okay. And what I just saw was well, it was the Batman guy where he had one side of his face was one way and the other side of his face was another way. So it's like you are split between the two people, and you are becoming the person you say you want to be. What will happen is the old self will try to pull you back, which is why people assimilate that as anger. But it's just your new self saying, no, we don't want to go back there. Okay. So understand that that is what has happened. And I did get kind of like in this space of like, what's happening? Did I do something wrong to the group? But I realized that we have all gone through this space of liminality, and this is what it is. So don't beat yourself up. Just know that you are in transition. So be grateful for that piece. Okay. So now we're going to go into today's lesson. And today's lesson is a pause in your momentum is not a return. This is me introducing what we're about to talk about. A pause in your momentum is not a return to your past. It is the ultimate testing ground for your new identity. It's the space in between. Okay. It's the in between doorway. So, a little bit about me. My name is Tarina, founder of For Real Coaching and Ministries, rooted in rising. So, we are rooted now and rising. I believe every woman carries within her the power to heal, rebuild, and rise. But sometimes the story we've inherited, the trauma we've survived, and the beliefs we've accepted keep us from becoming the women we are meant to be. So I know that when I started this group, I was, we were doing the readings, which I will be getting back to. I'll just start another page with that. But it is where we started out, and I thank the ancestors, God, spirit, whatever you want to call it, for bringing that moment, and putting me in that momentum, or in that that moment in time of that circadian rhythm to go live and meet all of you, to where now here we are, and we have built this group of women that are rooted and we are rising. So I I accept you all. I appreciate you all for even just joining the group when we did. I thank you all for your input. I thank you all for just, just being and allowing me to be the teacher, the coach, the person who helps you build the bridge in between your life. Excuse the background if you can hear it. It's my family. I'm trying to be in a different place, but nonetheless. All right. So here we are. Life happens, schedules shift, momentum gets interrupted. In the old mind, a pause meant failure, meaning when we started a thing and we go into this pause. Remember, everybody, we started businesses at the same time, we were doing things, and then all of a sudden there was this pause. The pause don't mean failure. It just means that in the old mind, it meant that. That's because people were just like, oh my God, your business didn't go anywhere, whatever. But it's just a gap, okay? A gap meant, see, I knew it wouldn't last. But tonight, I want you to serve notice to that lie, okay? Galatians 5, 1 and 7, it reads, it is for freedom that Christ set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by the yoke of slavery. We have to get out of this slave mentality or this poverty mentality or this mentality that I'm not good enough or I'm not worthy enough, I'm not valuable enough, I'm not meant to be in this space. Who said that? Okay, you are running the good race. Who cut in on you to keep you from obeying the truth? What verbiage, whose voice cut in and told you, nah, don't even do it? Okay, stop. Don't even keep going the distance. Stand firm. It tells you, stand firm in this truth. I am learning right now in this space and in this gap, and in this bridge. I'm learning building the bridge to the new me is saying that I am deserving of building this bridge. And it's not going to be a rickety bridge, a bridge that's going to be made out of the scraps, right? And even here, what Spirit just showed me is even if you do have the scraps, you can refurbish the scraps and make it look better. Okay. So I want you guys to know that we are in this space and time. And when Galatians tell you it is freedom, it is for freedom, freedom. Okay. The Bible says, whom the Son sets free is free indeed. But it is for the freedom that the word, when we think about Christ, we take him literally as this human being, right? We are Christ, the Christ within us. But when we talk about Christ, the word is saying to you, it is for the freedom that the word has set you free. Your voice right now can set you free. And all you have to do is speak a thing and it'll do what it needs to be done. Because the word, it says, he says in the word was a thing that spoke into the emptiness, to the void, and created all of creation. He told water to rise to a certain level and for the firmament to cut off and don't touch the water and the air. He told water, the rain, to rise from the firmament and make a mist. He told the clouds, go so far, but don't go too high and don't go too low. He told earth, the trees and the grass to grow in a certain area. And these are just days that he did this. So if you think 7 days, I want you to think about this. And this is what Spirit just gave me. For the next 7 days, just start speaking into the void and telling it, let there be this. Let there be this. And on the seventh day, I want you to rest because you have created in 7 days, 6 days, right? He created 6 days. On the seventh day, he rests. So 6 days, Monday through Saturday, I want you to create. Let there be this. Let there be that. Let there be. And on the seventh day, I just want you to rest in the spirit. I don't want you to do anything. Just sit. Meditate for maybe an hour. If you can give yourself an hour of just nothing, the nothingness into this silence, and allow spirit to tell you what you've created or let them tell you that it is finished and it is good. Every day he created, let there be this. And he said, and it was done and it was good. Let there be love in my life. And it creates and it is good. When you go to bed at night and it is good. But let me get to Galatians. It's Galatians chapter 5, verses 1. Life, the life of freedom. This is out of the Message Bible. It reads, Christ has set us free to live a free life. My God, today, God, I thank you for the confirmation. He has given us the word. Let's say it this way. The word has set us free to live a free life. So take your stand. Never again let anyone put a harness of slavery on you. Verse 7. You are running superbly. Who cut in on you, deflecting you from the true course of obedience? This detour, I'm going to keep reading to verse 10. It says, this detour doesn't come from the one who called you into the race in the first place. And please don't toss this off as insignificant. It takes a minute amount of yeast, a minute amount of yeast, to permeate the entire, permeate the entire loaf of bread. Deep down, the master has given me confidence that you will not defect, but the one who is upsetting you, whether he is, will bear the divine judgment. Whoever he is will bear the divine judgment. I don't have my readers on, sorry, and you can't see my face. I've gotten used to this, not seeing my face, but just me speaking. So again, the word has set us free to live a free life. Verse 1. So take your stand. Never again let anyone put a harness of slavery on you. That's like wrapping a yoke around your neck, a harness, and just holding you hostage in this spirit of whatever it is. This spirit of poverty, this spirit of destruction, this spirit of lack, this spirit of oh, I'll never be good enough to have a relationship. No, get this yoke off of you, because then he goes to 10. He says, 7, you are running superbly. He says, you were running superbly. Who cut in on you? You were doing the business. You were having a wonderful time. Who cut in on you, deflecting you from the true course of obedience? This detour doesn't come from the one who called you. This didn't come from God. And please, it says, don't toss this off as insignificant. Don't be like, oh, it's just whatever. That's just what it is. It always happens to me. He said, it only takes a minute amount of yeast, to permeate entire loaf of bread. Deep down, the master has given me confidence that you will not defect. Deep down, God has given you a confidence that no one will defect. But the one who is upsetting you, whoever he is, will bear the divine judgment. Whoever this person is who has told you that no, you can't do that. You can't have a relationship. I remember my mother used to tell me, he don't love you. He don't love you. I was having a conversation with my little brother last night about the things that she had wrote in this Bible that my grandmother had. And I was telling him about it, and he would often think that I was giving mistruth. And I said, no, that is my story. That is my truth, that I honor that part of my life. And he said, it wasn't until I saw it that I understood it. So he basically, the person, when I was running this race of just being a child and being a woman, my mother cut in, my stepfather cut in to keep me from obeying the truth. But in this version, it says keeps me from just distracted me from the truth. Okay. Deflecting me from the course of obedience. Being obedient to what God called you to do. He didn't call you to work a 9 to 5. None of us. I just don't think that he called any of us to work a regular 9 to 5. I believe that our ancestors are waiting for us to rise up to run the kingdom the way it's supposed to be. I remember probably like 2 years ago, I had told you guys that the kingdom is running amok. And we got the little imps just running around the kingdom, tearing it up. If you think about, I remember the movie Taming of the Shrew. There was a part where she ended up getting married to the man, and she went into his kingdom and into his castle or whatever, and it was messy. It was so messy. That is how our kingdoms are. It is just messy right now. Everything's in disarray. Everything's just messed up. And at one point in her life, at one point in this time span of her being with this man, she got up and said, "You know what? I'm not going to live like this. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to clean this up and I'm going to make it livable and habitable for me. I don't care what he's doing. I'm going to make this habitable for me." But in also in that moment, it was teaching her how to be obedient to the truth of who she was as a woman. This is where we are at. Spirit is teaching us how to be truthful to ourselves and obey the truth of what he has told us to do. Each one of us has a business, has a gift, a plan, and a purpose for our lives. And we are not honoring that. We have deflected from the truth. We need to stand firm. Okay. The word has set us free to live a free life. What does free life mean to you? I'm going to go on to the next. Disruptions will always cut in. I thank God for this message. I really do. I thank God for this message. They will always cut in on our lives. Standing firm isn't about having a perfect, uninterrupted streak. It's about what you do in the moment you pick the race back up. Because a majority of us will stop running the race. The Bible says the race is not given to the swift nor to the strong, but those that endure to the end. Why are you not enduring to the end of the race? That means enduring till the end when you open up the business and you do a grand opening. That means enduring till the end when you walk down the aisle and the bells are ringing and you finally get to throw the bouquet to say, "Yes, I finally made it." That means enduring till the end when you can finally say, "I've retired from my job and all is well." That means enduring till the end to where you could say, and you look in your bank account and say, "I finally made it to 6 figures." Enduring till the end. When are you going to pick it back up? Core truths. There are some truths about disruption. Pillar number one, a gap is an intersection, not a destination. When life interrupts your routine, your practices, or your group sessions, a gap opens. And what happens is we fall off and we don't come back because it happened. And I want to say that was year 2. We fell off and we had to pick back up where we started. And in the picking back up, we learned a lot of lessons about where we were and where we were going. And it made us stronger. It made us wiser. It made us more proactive in our life. Okay. The old mind tells you the gap is proof you've backslid. Because we had it. And I was all apologetic. I'm all apologizing. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry, everybody." But at that point, we had to understand where we were at. Liminality. We were in this liminality. We were building bridges that we just had no idea that were happening for us. Okay. The new mind knows that a gap is just an intersection. You haven't moved backwards. You are simply standing at a crossroads, deciding which identity is going to drive you forward in that moment on. Which one? Is it the old one or the new one? Regardless of the fact you're moving forward. Point number 2, you don't need momentum to choose truth. We love the hype, quote unquote, of back to back victories because momentum makes growth feel easy. But the deepest level of rewiring happens when there is zero momentum, when there is nothing, when you are in the middle of liminality, sorry, when you are in the middle of that, okay? When you've been disconnected, you're tired, out of your routine, haven't been doing the same thing you've been used to doing, okay? You still choose to speak your declaration. And you still choose to do it. You still choose to get up and do your meditations. You still get to choose to get up and speak to yourself. You still choose to do that. That is when the neural pathway harden to into a permanent identity. Okay. Pillar number three. Sorry. I went backwards. My bad. Pillar number three, the new self requires guardrails, okay? Not just goals. Goals tell you where you want to go when everything's going right. Everything, I got these goals, I'm doing this, blah, blah, blah. But guardrails protect you from going over the cliff when everything goes wrong. We're at the edge, we're at the ledge. You know how we have to tell you talking you off the ledge. You have to talk yourself off the ledge, building the guardrails. Okay. We'll talk about guardrails in the next session, but building the guardrails to protect yourself. Okay. If you don't build a standard operating procedures for your hard days, your old mind will automatically fill the void. That's why I said for 7 days, speak into the void. Speak those things that be not as though they were. Although you don't see it, God did not see the elements of what he was doing until he spoke it and he believed it and it was good and he rested. And then the next day he did the same thing. He spoke, it was good. He saw it, it's good. He rested. The next day he saw it, he spoke, it was empty. Duh. He spoke it, he did it. Boom, it was good. He rested. The next day he spoke, he created, he saw it, it was good. He rested. 7 days. Let's try it. Tell me what happens. The interruption to the bridge. Okay. So this is an activation that is, like I said, the liminality. Sorry, it's a hard word to pronounce. But it's that middle ground where you have the old person, the new person. And so it's on what we're saying is, how do I get to this new person? I remember one of you a while when we first started, you had made the comment of, I'm on one side and I can see her through the glass, but how do I get to her? This is where it's at now. Now we've learned we got to build a bridge to it. We got to build a bridge to get to the other side, to get to that person through the glass. Okay. The old explanation I am rejecting. These are some journal activations that you guys can do. For the last time, for the last time, say it. For the last time, I release the lie that a pause in my progress means I am back at square one. I release it. Stand in your truth. Stand there. You haven't gone forward. You haven't gone backwards. You are just in this melancholy place. You're just at this standstill. And I need to know what to do. But for the last time, okay, my current reality, the current reality I am standing on, what I know to be true right now is the work I did in my past is still alive in my body today. Your DNA can change by you just speaking to it and telling it to line up to wealth, to prosperity, to good health, to all of the good things in your body. What do you want? Because when God spoke, he spoke what he wanted. Read it. It's in there. Read it. He said it. He spoke what he wanted. Let there be light. And light came. There was no question about it. There was like, maybe I want some light. I don't know. Maybe I want, maybe I want a healthy relationship. Well, maybe I just want to be single. It's provide the clarity. What do you want? Speak to what you want. Okay. The immediate move that I am making, I am a woman who resumes her practice immediately without apologizing, without lagging or shaming myself. Listen, I know you guys remember when there was like this whole distance, we hadn't been together, we hadn't seen each other, we haven't talked, we haven't done anything. And I'm back there literally apologizing. It was because there was not a definition to what I was actually experiencing at the time. And remember, I told you some days I don't want to show up, and it's because I was transitioning and I was growing, but I didn't know what that was until right now. Okay. Stop apologizing. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't apologize for being great. I don't think Oprah Winfrey apologizes for being, a billionaire. I don't think Gail apologizes for being successful. No one has an apology for being successful. No one apologizes for that. I've never seen a millionaire or a multimillionaire apologize because they're successful and they just need to take a break. I've never seen it. All right, so these were some prompts. Here's some prompts that you guys can use. The disruptions trigger. When a routine breaks, you miss a workout, miss a group, skip your morning practice. What is the script your old narrator starts whispering to you? Okay. Name the specific lie it uses to try to convince you that you give up entirely. Okay. That's the first prompt. Prompt number two is the non-negotiables. We have to have some non-negotiables. Okay. It's a non-negotiable for me now to get up and enjoy my coffee, especially on the weekends, mainly on the weekends. It is a non-negotiable. And I'm going to tell you how that worked. My daughter came to me. She wasn't feeling good, and she had waited like a couple of days. And she finally was like, I need to go to urgent care. So the day before she went to urgent care, she didn't want to wait the 2 hours. So she ended up coming back home. It's a Saturday morning. It's my time. And here she comes, crack it on. And she's like, I need to go to urgent care. And I looked at her and I said, and I'm going to finish my coffee. And when I'm done with my coffee, then I will take you to urgent care. And I know people are probably like, well, why would you do that? And here's why. Because you had Wednesday, you had all day Thursday, and you had Friday. Friday, you interrupted a party for your sister for me to take you to urgent care. You wanted me to stop doing what I was doing. Now, here's the interruption. You wanted me to stop doing what I was doing to take you to urgent care because you just had to go. But you had all day Wednesday, you had all day Thursday, and now here comes Friday, the day of the party. Now you just have to go to urgent care and then you get pissed off. So Saturday morning, you get up and now you're just like, oh, it's just, oh my gosh, I just have to go. And so because I don't move when you want me to move, now you're upset. But my non-negotiable on Saturday and Sunday, especially Saturday and Sunday, is for me to get up and enjoy my coffee in silence with my meditation music, doing my thing. And even if I'm sitting in silence, I want to enjoy the warmth and the smoothness of my coffee, to feel the warm going down my throat. So I'm being grateful. I'm going to go sit outside in the warmth of the sun and the heat that we have. I'm going to go sit outside and I'm going to enjoy it. Whether it's raining, whether it's snowing, I'm going to sit outside. I bought a chair to sit outside so I can enjoy my cup of coffee, especially on the weekends. Non-negotiable for me. Okay. So, minimum on a day where everything goes wrong and you have zero time. What is your guardrail practice? What is the one micro habit, which is a 60-second declaration, one deep breath, one tight boundary that you keep your new identity, that keeps your new identity anchored, even in chaos, even in the midst of what I had going on? My no was no. Because they don't think, because they're so used to the old program. Your mind is so used to the, well, I'll go ahead and, and probably the old me would have stopped doing what I'm doing and would have, okay, well, I'll be right back. I'm going to drop her off at, urgent care. And then you call me when you're done. No, you see what's happening right here. My focus is here. I'm cooking up 12 pounds of chicken. I'm cooking 24 pounds of French fries. I don't want to say 24, but like 20 pounds of French fries, right? I got juice I gotta get, I got cake, I got all of these things. I'm hosting my daughter, hosting her friends. I'm doing all of these things, making sure the chocolate's not getting lumpy, right? I'm doing all of these things. And you want me to stop doing what I'm doing? No. Okay. My answer is anchored in the now. All right, prompt number 3, the grace versus slacking audit. How do you distinguish between giving yourself holy grace to rest versus allowing your old mind to use a disruption as an excuse to slack off? Write a clear boundary line for yourself. So, what that would look like is I would be on TikTok like days, like hours, just, just scrolling, right? And so I'd be like, oh, well, I've worked all week. I did what I needed to do. I created the lesson plan, so I'm good. But that's not rest. Okay. So I've given myself 1 hour. My boundary is I'm going to do work for an hour and then I'm going to be done. So on a Saturday morning, I get up because my body just wakes up. From 8 to 12, I usually work, usually 8 to 2. But it all depends if I want to go somewhere. So I give myself that time frame to say, this is what I'm going to do. My boundary is I'm not going to let anybody come and disrupt the time that I need to actively work because there are some goals that I said that I wanted to get to, and I cannot get to them because I am pretending like, oh, am I TikTok scrolling, or I'll post a video every now and again in the midst of scrolling, right? No. So write a clear boundary for yourself. So this was the group discussion, and you guys can have this discussion with your family, or we can have this discussion later, or you can put it in the chat. So not in the chat, but put it in the comments. What was the first thought you had when your regular rhythm was interrupted? I was angry. I get angry. I get frustrated because it's like a train being derailed. Okay, so I'm going to answer it. For me, it's like this disruption. When I'm in the middle of doing something and someone comes in and does this, throws off the rhythm. It could be my morning routine. I know it takes me a full hour for me to get dressed. So don't come and interrupt that. Don't come asking me questions. Don't come doing anything. I know my wedding day is going to be chaotic. So I'm going to need an assistant to be able to navigate all of those things because if I'm in the middle of a routine, I know how long it takes me. Okay. The first thing I do is I get up, I talk to my ancestors, I say my prayers, I do what I have to do. I meditate, and then I'll go to take a shower, and then I wash my face, I brush my teeth, I come out, I lotion my body, I put on my undergarments, I do all the things, and then I sit down and I start putting on my makeup. So I know all I have to do when I'm done is I have to just put my clothes on. So while I'm sitting doing all of that, I'm trying to figure what am I wearing today? Okay. When that gets interrupted and I have to get up and I have to stop doing what I'm doing, oh my gosh, it causes like this whole I don't know if it's like this volcano. It just irritates me. And so how did your new identity handle that thought? So for me, my new identity says I'm not stopping what I'm doing. And what I'm learning is I don't necessarily have to say anything to you. I'm learning my look is going to be enough. As a queen, she usually doesn't have to say anything. It's just the look that I'm going to give you. The look is I'm going to stare you down until you understand I'm right here. I'm not moving because you want me to move. I'm not going to do anything because you want me to get up on your time and move because oh, it's no, I'm not doing it. I'm not moving because that's what you think because that's what you want. But you don't see that I have things that I have to get taken care of. Okay. So, what is one area of your life right now where momentum has slowed down? And what is the immediate move you need to make this week to pick it back up? It was this. Momentum slowed down. Literally 2 weeks, I was just like, oh my gosh, like I haven't done this in 2 weeks. I haven't seen anybody. And then, of course, my daughter has my phone. She's been using my phone until we get hers fixed. And I see a message from someone saying, what's the link? And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. because usually no one will say anything. And then just the day I don't have the phone, there it is. And I felt like, oh my gosh. So picking up momentum meant that I had to, create the plan, the lesson, so that I can get the lesson, so that I can give you guys this lesson for today, so that we can get back on track for this Wednesday, for basically tomorrow. Okay. So let's name your guardrails out loud. What is your non negotiable minimum practice when life gets heavy? I'm going to enjoy my cup of coffee. What I'm learning right now is, as a queen of my kingdom, I am going to take care of me first, and then everybody else will be taken care of. If I cook dinner, I'll cook dinner. I'm going to make my plate first. I'm going to go and sit down, and then I'm going to tell everybody dinner's ready. I'm no longer waiting for you to figure out, what do I want to eat? Do I want this? Do I want that? I'm going to make my plate. And if you eat, you eat. And if you don't, it's whatever. My non-negotiables out loud are, I am taking care of me. I am filling my cup. Meaning, I'm going to sit, I'm going to enjoy my shows, the TV shows I want to watch. I'm going to sit and I'm going to do my meditation. I am no longer apologizing for me talking to my ancestors. I'm going to read my tarot cards. I'm going to light my incense. I'm going to feed my ancestors. I'm going to do what I need to do to pick back up. That is a non negotiable for me. My ancestors, I'm going to go outside. I'm going to do my rituals. I'm going to ground myself with the tree, because we got this big tree in my yard. If you guys see my TikTok, I did that. I'm going to ground myself. I am no longer going to hold myself back and shrink because I'm doing something that doesn't fit what you think I should be doing. I'm not doing it. I'm going to do my ancestors. I'm going to do my altar. I'm going to do the things that I have to do. I'm going to honor them. I'm going to venerate them. I am going to do that. And I'm still going to believe in God Almighty and speak his word in truth. But I'm also going to honor my lineage and my ancestors, and I'm going to pay them homage the same way I pay God homage when I say, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give me this day, God, my daily bread, and forgive me my debt as I forgive my debtors. Lead me not into temptation, but deliver me from the evil one. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. And to my ancestors, to the grandmothers, to the women that stood behind me, I thank you that you have come and that you show me. I ask that you endow me with your presence. Speak through me. Give me your voice today. Allow me to know what I need to know, see what I need to see, hear what I need to hear, and do that which that needs to be done to break every generational curse that has come down the line. I thank you that you have trusted me, my mothers, my ancestors, my DNA, for trusting me to break these curses, to give you back what God said in Galatians chapter 5, verse 1, that he has given us a free life. Mhm. That is what I do. I will no longer, non negotiable now for me. I'm going to honor those that honor me, that chose me to be here to do this message for you guys today. Here's your declaration. I walked into this room recognizing the gap. I leave it knowing the gap has no power over my future. My growth is not a streak of perfect days. It is a lifetime of intentional returns. When life interrupts, I do not panic. When momentum slows down, I do not shrink. The old mind handles disruptions with shame, hiding, and surrender. The new mind handles these disruptions with grace, guardrails, and immediate action. I am not going back to the woman who quits when the rhythm breaks. I am the woman who stands firm, resumes the race, and claims her territory. The notice has been served. The guardrails are up. I am rewired. I am resilient for real. I want to thank you guys. I love you. I appreciate you. I value you. And I pray that this lesson will give you back the hope and the understanding that you are in the space of understanding you are in that bridge and you are building the bridge to the new person. Do not allow the old woman to take you back to the old way of thinking, the old way of being, the old way of doing. Okay. Again, like I said, this year, doing the same thing on a different day at a different time. The old you, she's so used to not having, she's so used to not being seen, she's so used to shrinking. Now it is time for you to rise up and be bold and say, I take back my life. Because in Galatians chapter 5, verse 1, Christ, the word, has set us free to live a free life. So take your stand. Never again let anyone put a harness of slavery on you. I love you all. I want you to have an amazing, amazing night.